Mehr from Machina Labs is the co-founder and CEO. Look at that background. Wow.
No way.
That is remarkable.
That is insane. Did you see Blake's demo a couple weeks ago?
You're like, I gotta go bigger.
I gotta outdo him.
This looks fantastic. Introduce yourself. Explain what we're looking at.
Yeah, Mehr, welcome to our shop floor. I definitely had to upstage Blake. So this is a 240-foot, actually 20-foot containers that can manufacture anything. We call them Robot Craftsman. It's a robotic system that basically manufactures any kind of metal product. We call it Robot Craftsman because it can pick up different tools like a craftsman and do all kinds of parts. Right now, he's actually manufacturing a drone. It's a drone skin. So that what you see over there is a metal sheet. It's a 2-millimeter aluminum sheet. The robots are actually deforming it into a shape of a drone, which we're going to see in a little bit, the complete product, just using kind of the way the Potter forms play bowl. Like there are two robots on two sides. We're going to show you to the other side of the cell.
Wow.
Pinching it, deforming it into shape, into complex shape that can be defense products, auto products, all kinds of metal structures.
This is amazing. How many of these machines do you have? How many parts are you making? Update us on the scale of the business. Where are you today? Where are you going?
Yeah, right now we're in our second facility. Wow. We have two facilities here in Los Angeles and Chatsworth. We're close, so you guys should come for a visit at some point.
I'd love to.
This is, I think, the serial number 15 is this one. We're right now working on serial number 18 and 19. Okay. So at least 17, 18 of them right now to this stage. 2 of them outside of our facilities. The rest are here in our facility. We are right now a Series C company, right? Actually, we're going to make an announcement about that soon, so we should talk about that.
What that announcement could be.
Yeah, so we work with Department of War, with Aerospace Primes. Recently announced a partnership with Toyota on making something that wasn't traditionally even possible in the automotive world.
Wow!
So we're going to show some of that parts in a bit, but the company's in an exciting place. We're thinking about our third facility outside of California. So lots of good stuff.
Yeah. Take us through that. There's the partnership with the Strategic Development Fund. How did you meet them? What's the plan? Walk us through the deal.
Yeah, so we have like a unique approach toward manufacturing, right? With defense, a lot of people are thinking about kind of going back to what it was in 1960s and 1950s. Centralized manufacturing plants, they can do a lot of stuff. Our approach is different. We have these systems, if you go back, these systems are 2 containers, right? So actually, they fold like a container into a container, like a transformer, and can be shipped anywhere, right? They open up on any shop floor, and they can basically self-calibrate themselves and start manufacturing. So our approach to defense manufacturing is distributed, right? Not what giant factory that can make a lot of things, a portable system that can go anywhere, open up, calibrate, and make any types of parts. That's how we got connected to the folks in UAE. Middle East, obviously very unstable environment, and they're looking in a lot of different defense products. So their choice is either go to China or manufacture it locally. They are looking at solutions like us to set up a facility that can be brought up in a matter of weeks, not years, right? And you can start making defense articles. Because tomorrow, if you go into conflict in Middle East or in the Pacific, you cannot manufacture everything in the United States, right? How can we get the help of allies? Let's say, if you're in conflict in Pacific, how can we get help from Philippines, South Korea, Japan to set up a facility in a matter of 2 months to start making USVs, UAVs, as opposed to making them in a central location and shipping them?
We talked to a couple folks that have different ways to make parts, from additive, subtractive manufacturing. We talked to 3D printing, metal 3D printing companies. How are you thinking about positioning the product as flexible for R&D use cases? You want to do a few small runs, very niche, versus actually scaling up to something like, okay, we're making the shell of a Cybertruck. That's obviously stamped. That's a very different requirement when you're talking about tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of a particular shape of metal. How are you managing that transition?
Yeah, I think you want to think about kind of manufacturing in 2 different paradigms. There's a traditional paradigm when you have an assembly line, you make the same thing over and over again. Yeah. And what we're thinking is actually closer to how data centers operates, right? You have these systems that actually end up becoming pretty cheap, right? That we are making these things to become very much commoditized hardware, off-the-shelf hardware, so they can easy to finance. But the way you get throughput out of these is that you replicate them horizontally. You set up a facility that can have 50 to 100 of these and manufacture in parallel, as opposed to one assembly line that makes the same thing over and over again. In our next facility, we're deploying 50 of these, right? And that allows us to get like, defense articles up to a few thousand a year, right? Obviously, not a good fit for making like 1 million of a same, Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah.
But when we were talking about few thousands, which is all aerospace, all defense, all heavy equipment and machinery, this is a good choice, right? But yes, you want to go to, millions of parts a year, then we might want to start thinking about the traditional paradigm. But that's also something that we're actually exploring with Toyota now, because we can combine this paradigm with traditional manufacturing to get the benefits of both, right?
Oh,
so this is actually a door of a F-150, and what happened is that you can actually stamp the general shape of the door, right? But then you can customize, in this case, put the LA Dodgers logo on the door so that this door is uniquely kind of designed for the customer. We're doing this with Toyota right now, right? So this is a topological map of LA that has been formed on top of a hood for a 4Runner, right?
Yeah.
So this is something a lot of people in the off-road will care about, right? Putting these topological maps. We actually showed this in a show that we did with Toyota a while back in SEMA in Vegas. That's an aftermarket show. And then here's an example of something we did with the tailgates. So you can combine the stamping to get a lot of throughput, and then at the end of that line, it goes on our machines and then customize it. So
that's super cool.
That makes a ton of sense.
So
that's
is this
cool.
How have it sounds like manufacturers have responded positively to this? The workflow would be a customer goes and specs out a car, and then there's like a personalization feature at the end where they have some other designs that they can imprint on to make it.
It's like engraving, but way better and way more complex and way more unique. And so you're going to be able to really
you could put a gong on the hood of a Ford GT, John.
Yeah. That's exactly what I want, actually.
Exactly. And this is actually like, you can go beyond just like cosmetic stuff. You can start putting functional, because the shape of the hood is never going to really change, the bulk shape of it. But from model to model, you start having more features, more little designs in there that you can kind of modify with our technology, and it only takes a few minutes, right? So you get the throughput as well. But speaking of gong, I think we also formed a gong for you guys.
No way.
Started in the morning.
Look at this.
No way.
This is insane.
We just finished it now.
No way.
No way.
So we're gonna do a little hitting of a gong for you guys here.
Amazing.
A RoboForm gong.
That's
RoboGong.
insane. Wow.
This is a moment we've been waiting for. What a way to cap off the year.
Thank you so much.
That is insane.
Well, congratulations on all the massive progress. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Are you hiring? What's anything else that we haven't touched on that might be worth mentioning?
Yeah, no, we're growing. In the next 2 years, we're going to go from 70, 80 people that we are right now to 240, 250 people.
Wow.
New location in another state. So anybody who's excited about manufacturing, about reshoring, helping out allies have distributed manufacturing, we're looking for them. And we have an exciting announcement in January as well. So
Fantastic.
Stay tuned.
We're looking forward to
having you back on then, and feel free to come by in person if you can.
Yeah, that'd be great for the announcement.
Oh, that would be great.
That's incredible. Congrats to the whole team on a crazy year. The seeing it all in real life here is incredible.
Yeah, it's wild.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Have a great one. Goodbye.